In this problem, we're supposed to find all real numbers in the interval 0 to 360 that satisfy the equation 6 sine of x over 2 minus 5 equals 0. So we're essentially trying to isolate the x, just like standard equations, except for sine has multiple inputs that'll make this true. So first off, we need to get the negative 5 to the other side. We add 5 to both sides. So 6 sine x over 2 equals 5. Now we're going to divide by 6. We're stripping things away from the side with the x. Now, I don't happen to know what angle will give me 5/6. So what I'm going to do is, I know somehow conceptually that sine of an angle gives me the opposite side over the adjacent side, or you could think of it as giving me the x value on the unit circle. So, sorry, the y value on the unit circle, the height. So I know that I'm getting some sort of value here. If x over 2 were this value, that would tell me that the height was 5/6. Okay? Well, similarly, I could have another angle over here, and that would give me the same height. Now, I know that if I use sine inverse, I can take sine inverse of both sides. That will undo the sine over here, sine inverse. That's going to assume, sine inverse assumes that I'm in quadrant 1, 1, or 4. So I'll get this solution using my calculator. So first off, you want to make sure that in mode you're in degrees. You can see how I've got degrees there. Then I'm going to take sine inverse of 5/6. That'll give me a value of about, let's say, 56.4 degrees. Well, that's this angle here. Well, what about this angle over here? Well, if this is 56.4 degrees, this is actually the angle 56.4 degrees coming from here to here. This whole piece is 180, so I have 180 minus 56.4 degrees. So 180 minus that will give me this angle here. So let's see if I can't do that. 180 minus the answer I have in the last one gives me 123.6 degrees. Okay, so those are my two angles there. Now recognize, this is not the only way I can end there. I can also move to there and then take a whole nother loop around. Okay? Well, what does that look like in terms of an equation? That looks like x over 2 could equal 56.4 degrees, or add another 360 degrees, or add two 360 degrees, negative two 360 degrees. Add any multiple of 360 degrees where k is an integer. Or x over 2 could equal 123.6 degrees plus any multiple of 360 degrees. That's the same as if you didn't have an x over 2 there, if you just had an x. Now, how do I solve for x? Once I'm to this stage, and I need to make sure that I write in my 360 degrees before I do this operation. Okay, this is what's equal to x over 2. If I just want x, I have to multiply both sides by 2. So that means x equals twice this right here. So I can press, I can press sine inverse of 5/6 to get my old answer. And then what I'm going to want to do there is I'm going to want to take that answer and multiply it times 2. That's going to get me 112.9. Then I'm going to double this, 720. Or I'm going to multiply everything in this equation by 2. 123.6. That was, remember, 180 minus sine inverse of 5/6. Multiply that by 2, and I get 247.1 degrees plus 720. Okay. Now, that's the set of all the solutions, but I need the solutions between 0 and 360. Okay? So, let's see. I know that x could equal 112.9. That's a possibility. Now, if I add 720, I'm not still going to be in this interval. If I subtract 720, I'm not still going to be in this interval. So that's the only solution from here. Be a little cautious because it's not a given in this case. This number is in the interval. It might be that this number is not in the interval. Okay? And here also, it just so happens in this problem, 247.1 degrees is in the interval in question, and nothing else is. So those are my two solutions. Be careful to check that you might not have other solutions adding or subtracting that.